This video is looking at some common percentage calculations questions. So questions that you might be asked to do with percentages, and I've got 4 different types that you might see. So the first one says a shop has a 30% off sale. Calculate the sale price of a TV that is originally $799. So we know that we want to calculate the 30%. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. So we can find 30% of $799. So I can use the percentage button on my calculator, or I can just do 30% is 0.3 times $799, and I get $239.70. So then the sale price is going to equal the cost price minus the discount. So then it would be $7.99 take away $239.70. And I would get 559.3. My other option is to say if 30% has been taken off, 70% is left. So I can multiply the $7.99 by 0.7. And that gives me the 559.3 that I got the other way. The next one I've got is a shop marks up its goods by 15%. If they buy T-shirts for $16, how much do they sell them for? So just like the previous question, I could find out 15% of $16, and that would be 0.15 times 16. And that gives me $2.40. And then my selling price would equal my cost price plus my markup, which would be the 16 plus 2.4, which would be $18.40. My other option is to say, well, if they've added on 15%, it's now 115% of what it started as. So I could do the $16 and times that by 1.15. And that gives me the $18.40 that I worked out. So we have 2 options when we're working those ones out of how we go about it. The next one is one that tricks up a number of students. If a TV has been marked up by 20% and sells for $600, how much did the store buy it for? So a lot of students see that and think, oh, I just need to take 20% off. But the 20% is of the original, not of the final price. So what we know is that $600 is equal to the original, which was 100%, plus 20%, or 120%. So if we want to know, we call it, this is a method we call the unitary method. We go, okay, we can work out what 1% is if we know what 120% is. So we just can get our 600 and divide by 120. And we get 5. So then, when we want to work out 100% of it, or what it started as, we times that by 100. And we get $500. Another option is to do the 600 divided by 1.2, because that's what 120% is as a decimal. So a few different ways that you can work that one out, but as you can see, we can't just work out 20% of 600, because 600 times 0.2 would give us 120, and 600 take away 120 gives us 480, which we can see is not the 500, which we know the answer is. The last one is similar to that as well. So if a chocolate bar was discounted by 50% and sold for $1.50, how much did it originally cost? Now, if you've taken away 50%, you are left with 50%. So you've got $1.50 is equal to 50%. Now you could just double that and get $3 to get 100%, rather than going back to 1% and then timesing by 100. So that one's a little bit easier than the previous one, but always thinking of what are you left with. So if you've taken 50% off, what are you left with? If we change that question to discounted by 30%, so change it to a 30 now, and go $1.50 is equal to 100 take 30 is 70%, then we would do the $1.50 divided by 70 as 1%, and then times that by 100, which gives us $2.14. So always be careful to look at what has happened and what are you left with.